Welcome to Wait What, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and then on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. Now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here.
Thank you for stumbling across us. My name is Jason, and today I will be on the bump as I paint the corners with another topic that made me say, wait, what? Joining me in the other square, opposite me, is a man who likes the high ones. His name is Daryl.
I'm trying to understand all the references you're making, and I don't get any of them. I understand the square thing because of the video.
Mm-hmm. It's a baseball reference.
I'm thinking, and since I'm always the one that decides where the squares go, I might just do it the wrong way just to fuck with the way that you're pointing.
You're gonna put them up and down.
I typically try to put whoever is leading the episode on the left.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you pointed this way just now, so you fucked it up on yourself.
I wasn't quite sure which way you're going to be, so I'll make sure I pointed both ways.
I try to always make that change. I don't always remember.
We had one episode not too long ago where it was switched. Yes, and I couldn't fix it back. It wouldn't do it. It wouldn't let me.
I think it was one of the ones where our recording stuff fucked up. And so it took multiple videos.
Okay, I was wondering why I couldn't get it to be flipped back the other way. I thought it was something I did. Oh, but what I was talking about is a baseball reference. The bump is the mound, and painting the corners is throwing it on the edges on the plate, across the plate.
Oh, I played baseball and I didn't know any of that bullshit. Okay.
So we are supposed to live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty. However, these days it is more like guilt by accusation. Getting accused of something that you did not do and everybody just assumes you are guilty gets you blacklisted. Even years after you have proven your innocence, people still remember what you were accused of instead of what you were found innocent from. It has been proven over and over. Accusations are stronger than proof of innocence. This is the subject of today's topic. We're diving into one of the most polarizing stories in modern baseball, the rise, fall, and complicated comeback of Trevor Bauer. Have you heard of him?
No. I thought we were going to talk about Pete Rose, but I don't think that's controversial. I think everybody wanted fucking Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame before he died. And then Major League Baseball were fucking just absolute cunts about that.
They are cunts about a lot of things, especially the old school top rules, which is very similar to what they kind of are using here. Pete Rose should have been in the Hall of Fame a long ass time ago. It's kind of a slap in the face. They would do it after his death. Yeah, it's a huge slap in the face. I remember whenever I'd go to Vegas, my favorite brunch spot was in the mall that's like connected to Mandalay Bay. And it's this Mexican food restaurant. All you can drink mimosas and a bunch of cheap Mexican food. I'm like, fucking A. And right across was a sports collectible shop. I think I showed you once. Because Pete Rose was there every fucking weekend signing autographs and shit. Selling pictures and shit. I never went up there because I don't buy autographs from people. But it was still neat. Sitting there just looking over and being like, oh, there's Pete Rose. I'm going to drink 3 more mimosas. Yeah. Now, my take on it is if they could put people in the Hall of Fame that they knowingly did steroids, then they could put in the Hall of Fame somebody who gambled on games that he didn't even play in.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Regale us with your tale.
All right. Well, Trevor Bauer, he is a Cy Young winner, a YouTube personality, and a player whose name became a lightning rod for debate both inside and outside the ballpark. So let's rewind a little bit to where it all began. Trevor Bauer was born on January 17, 1991 in North Hollywood, California. From an early age, he was obsessed with pitching, studying the mechanics, filming himself, and analyzing everything motion frame by frame, kind of like what I was talking about in a wrestling episode. You just got to take it all in. Take it all in. He became a standout at UCLA, pitching alongside future big leaguers like Garrett Cole. In 2011, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who got their butts kicked by the Texas Rangers a few years ago in the World Series, made him the third overall pick in the draft, which is a pretty big deal. He debuted in 2012, and though his start in the majors was a little bit rocky, his potential was obvious. And after a short stint with the Arizona Diamondbacks, he found his rhythm with the Cleveland, which was at the time Cleveland Indians, from 2013 to 2019.
They're still later, the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, they will always be the Cleveland, even though they're named as the Cleveland Guardians. Nobody calls them the Guardians.
We have one listener in Cleveland, and if you listen to this one, it's Cleveland fucking Indians, and I hope you agree with us.
Yes. Yes, yeah. It's got a great story behind the icon or the symbol.
Yeah.
They should have never changed it. I'm sure they'll go back to it, just like the Redskins will eventually be going back to the Redskins in football.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Anyway, he was with the Cleveland Indians from 2013 to 2019, and later with the Cincinnati Reds. Then came 2020. We all know what happened in 2020, the pandemic shortened season. But Bauer dominated that season. He led the league in ERA, he led the league in strikeouts, and in swagger. Boy, loved to talk shit. Oh, I love it. Loves to talk shit when he's on the mound. And he earned the National League Cy Young Award. That winter, he landed a record-setting $102 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, his hometown team, the dream destination for him. For a moment, Trevor Bauer was on top of the world. Now, just months into his Dodgers run, the story changed drastically. In late June 2021, a San Diego woman, later identified as Lindsay Hill, accused Bauer of sexual assault during 2 encounters that spring. She filed for a restraining order, claiming she had been assaulted during what began as consensual sex. Bauer denied all wrongdoing, saying everything was consensual and that he had text messages proving it. Well, on July 2nd of 2021, just a little while longer, just a month later, Major League Baseball placed him on administrative leave and the investigation unfolded. Bauer didn't pitch again for the Dodgers that year. I want to reiterate here, he was only accused. He has not been found guilty by court or with evidence showing he was guilty. It was just accusations, and it cost him his job. Now, a year later, in February of 2022, the LA County District Attorney's Office announced it would not pursue criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence. But Major League Baseball operates by its own policy, one that allows disciplinary action even without criminal conviction, which is bullshit. What do you think about that?
I think it's bullshit, but I mean, here's the thing with stuff like this, because what it makes me think about is Justin Roiland. He was the guy that used to be the voice of Rick and Morty.
Okay.
And he was the co-creator of Rick and Morty. And he was accused by an ex-girlfriend of abuse, of domestic abuse. And it wrecked his shit. And the charges were dropped. But I mean, he lost Rick and Morty. He was part of like this video game company. I think he's on the outs of that now. And he was just accused. And he made a big deal about, hey, I was just accused. Now, that being said, at the same time, whenever these things like this happen, other stuff starts coming out. So like the way that there were texts that he had with like people that he worked with that were just not appropriate, not cool, and made, showed him everybody that he was a piece of shit.
But things they would have never known without this trial coming on.
Well, no, it wasn't even part of the evidence for that. It was just stuff that came out.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those things where the criminal courts didn't do anything, but outside of that, he was still not a good guy. So I don't think holding them into a position where they can only act if there are criminal proceedings works, because people get off the hook. People, charges get dropped for all sorts of crazy reasons.
Very true.
Now, that being said, with him being somebody that has a contract, he has a contract that is written out. If they choose to not respect their end of the contract and they don't have any solid evidence-based reasons, then they owe him a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was owed a lot of money, and with him getting cut, they haven't paid him.
Yeah.
And it's crap because he had reasons, or he had proof of his innocence, but they didn't take that into account. They were like, no. Like you were saying, if more things came out and he just happened to get off by technicality, okay, I wouldn't be telling you the story. But this is not the case on this guy here.
So here's my question. So this was in 2020, so this was in the height of Me Too.
Oh yeah, there's more coming out about this.
Yeah, because this is the height of Me Too. Back then, they did, there were a lot of people that were harmed in this. I mean, there were a lot of people that went down that needed to go down. Bill Cosby went down, good. Harvey Weinstein went down, good. The ones that needed to go down, a lot of them did. But then you started getting all these weird, like the Louis C.K. one still bugs me. Like Louis C.K., yeah, he's a fucking weirdo that sits there and asks hot chicks, "Hey, can I jerk off in front of you?" That's weird.
If they say yes, it's consensual.
And they said yes. But then they're like, but he's this big famous comedian and we're not so famous comedians, so we felt like we had to. That is your own lack of fucking character. Because I don't give a flying fuck who is what or what they do. Like if me and Jason do this podcast, if I meet Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan's like, "Hey, Daryl, can I jerk off in front of you?" I'm not going to be like, "Well, he's a bigger podcaster. Well, then I guess I have to let him."
You got to let Joe Rogan.
No, see, but that's stupid. And that's what those bitches said. And it fucked his career up for a couple years. He's starting to make a comeback now. But him also being part of that whole group of whiny pussy ass bitches that are in Hollywood and shit nowadays, he still acts like he did something wrong. And he didn't. Just because, I mean, now it's one thing if a guy is physically threatening or even professionally threatening. He didn't say, "Let me jerk off in front of you or I'll make sure you never work ever again."
Yeah. They came to his room without him saying,
"I'm going to hold you down and just start jerking off." He asked. They said yes. But that, like I said, back in 2020, it was the trend. It was a fucking trend. That's all it was. There was some justice that came out of it. Great. But then, the bad actors that ended up coming out of this, there was more harm done than justice. I mean, they caught maybe 4 legitimate people that needed to go down. But other people were harmed, and then everybody was so scared that it fucked up movies. They started just basically saying, "Oh, here, ladies, produce and direct more because we love women. Please don't say that, don't talk about that time on the casting couch." And and so then we had all these people that didn't need to make movies making bad movies. Looking at you, Elizabeth Banks, you fucking suck at directing. And it's not because she's a woman. Catherine Bigelow is an amazing filmmaker. She's a woman. Sofia Coppola makes really good movies. That's a woman. But neither one of them are directors just because they're a woman. A lot of people ended up getting higher roles within movies and television because they were a woman. And it was stupid.
Kind of like that DEI stuff that was been going around. Well, 2 months later, MLB handed down one of the harshest penalties in league history. They handed Trevor Bauer a 324-game suspension without pay under the league's domestic violent sexual assault and child abuse policy. Once again, he was found, charges were dropped, he had proof of innocence, he was not found guilty, and they still applied this on him. course,
how much of this was somebody not liking him, and how much of it was just the Me Too thing at the time?
It was the Me Too thing because they were trying to go for this guy's a big time pitcher. Yeah, he's a big time pitcher. We have our paycheck.
Well, I mean, but I'm talking about the MLB. Was it because somebody in there didn't like him, or was it just them virtue signaling the Me Too shit?
Okay. When I said earlier about swagger, he gives off swagger where if you like him, you think he's badass. If you don't like him, you see that swagger and you can't fucking stand it. So people don't like him or they hate him. It's like Deion Sanders. When he's on your team, oh, you fucking love him. You could do that shit all day long. Strut it down the sidelines. I don't care. But when you're playing for the 49ers, fuck you. Fuck this guy. I hate him.
Okay.
He's kind of like that.
All right.
So a lot of people didn't like him. So yeah, I could see how they would just try to make an example of him because they think he did it because of who he is.
They probably didn't care if he did it. They just wanted him to go down because he's got a lot of swagger, and it's fun to knock people off their pedestal like that.
Absolutely. Of course, Bauer appealed that suspension, and by December 2022, an independent arbitrator reduced it to only 194 games, still more than a full season.
It still had no business being any. I mean, if he had proof that there was nothing wrong, I mean, but then again, this proof that he did nothing wrong, that's coming from him, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the text?
Yeah, he released them. He's released all the texts that he's had with this lady.
Oh, well. And
by January 2023, the Dodgers outright released him. Damn. And this is when the courtroom stuff happens. Meanwhile, the legal battle shifted to the civil courts. In April 2022, this is where it gets good. Bauer sued the accuser, Lindsey Hill, for defamation. A few months later, Hill countersued, alleging sexual battery. Then, after more than a year of litigation, the saga reached an unexpected turn. On October 2nd, 2023, both sides announced they had settled all claims and agreed to drop their lawsuits with prejudice, meaning permanently they can't refile.
Yeah.
That did not last long. Bauer sued Hill again in 2024, saying she violated the terms of the settlement agreement by saying on a podcast and social media that she received money from him. Now, he wanted to emphasize that he paid no money as part of the settlement, a point later repeated by his lawyers. Meaning, most of the time when money exchanges hands, there is usually some guilt associated with that.
Right.
That is why it was an important emphasis that he paid her nothing.
Yeah.
So, got one last thing. In June 2025, the judge awarded Bauer $309,832.02. Based on
damn, that's going to suck for that bitch. Yeah, she's just like, I'm going to get rich. And then she's like, nope, I got to pay a guy that's going to take that $300,000 and wipe his ass with it and flush it down the toilet because it's nothing to him.
Yep. The judge found that she violated the settlement agreement 22 times during that podcast and social media rant, and at $10,000 a pop, plus attorney fees and interest.
She seems like a fucking moron.
Yeah. So to summarize, he had consensual sex with Hill. She accused him of sexual assault. The charges were dropped. MLB didn't care, and he was eventually let go from his team. Bauer filed suit for defamation. The accuser, Hill, countersued for sexual assault. Both suits were dropped as an agreement was reached. She violated said agreement. The accuser pays the accused. Sounds like a guilty person, right? But wait, there is more.
Questions. Two questions, actually. Well, one question, one comment. Comment, this, fellas, is why you don't stick your dick in crazy, especially if you're rich. Yes. If you're rich, you can afford to get not crazy. If you're a bit broker, sometimes you just got to take the crazy every now and then and just, close your eyes, cross your fingers, hope for the best. But the question is, there's a players' union for the Major League Baseball, correct?
Yes. One of the strongest there is.
And did they once fight on his behalf? Because that's the whole purpose of a players' union, is they're supposed to fight the employer. That's why I hate unions, because they don't ever really do anything they're supposed to fucking do. They should have been fighting alongside him on this bullshit. Was there any comments or anything about them?
I didn't see anything about that, but that is a very good question because
unions are fucking useless.
Yeah. Because when they say,
I say this as a former Teamster.
Go on strike. I mean, you made me want to stop working, so I quit getting money because of the cause you're fighting for.
No, strikes have. I mean, they were way more valid back in the old days, but I mean, strikes do have valid points sometimes. But now, at this day and age, between the laws that comes with like workplaces and things along those lines, occupational laws, the only reason unions exist now is to take money. They're just money making organizations. They don't
HOAs.
They don't do anything. So, all right, that was my question.
Okay. That's actually, I'm going to look that one up, and I will hopefully post the answer here when I edit. I will post it here.
Like on this part right down? No, it'd be down here.
Somewhere over here, you will find the answer.
Not here or here, but like here.
All right. Well, of course, there was a second accuser, and her name was Darcy Adana Esemanu. I'm sure I murdered that last name.
Ooh, he was getting him some of that Polynesian ass.
Say Esemonu, however you may want to pronounce that. Who alleged that Bauer sexually assaulted her in December of 2020 in Scottsdale, Arizona. Bauer denied the allegation, stating, once again, the encounter was consensual and was actually initiated by her, which is, remember that's flag number one. She claimed the encounter resulted in an unplanned pregnancy and later filed a civil lawsuit in 2022. Bauer countersued alleging extortion and fabrication, asserting that she demanded $3.6 million for a forced abortion and that she fabricated the sexual assault claim. Bauer claims medical records show she was never pregnant nor had an abortion, and her claims were rejected by 2 law firms for lack of evidence. Bauer even had text where she sought repeated contact after the encounter. The evidence was in his favor, so much so that in April of 2024, a grand jury in Arizona indicted the accuser on felony charges of fraudulent schemes and theft by extortion. The indictment stated she knowingly did obtain a benefit from Bauer by means of fraudulent pretenses and knowingly did obtain or sought to obtain property or services by means of a threat. She faces up to 16 years in prison if convicted. Her criminal trial has been delayed multiple times and is still ongoing today. It hasn't finalized yet. So this one, the accuser lied, Bauer proved he was innocent, and now she faces felony charges. Yet he is still blacklisted.
I'm having a hard time feeling bad for this guy because he's fucking stupid. He's a moron. This motherfucker's dumb. He obviously has no regard for where his penis goes. And he just throws it into whatever crazy bitch opens her legs. And that is stupid. That is not a fun way to live. I mean, I get it. Sometimes they'll sneak it up on you. It happened to me a couple times.
Crazy.
About 2 or 3 dates in, and they were already, anyways. But they hot heavy. The date 3 comes, and all of a sudden, they start like, I remember there's one she started bringing up like kids. It's like 3 dates in, and I'm just like, no.
I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right back.
It's pretty much, well, I went with my old tried and true, the kind of it's not me, it's not you, it's me sort of thing. But yeah, I said, cut that shit off right there. But yeah, this guy's he if
I'm sure he's learned his lesson.
Keeps fucking crazy bitches.
Yeah, he seemed to do these 2 that were pretty close together, so he was probably living on a high, and like you said, he was just screwing anything that was available to him that night. Freshly a millionaire, I mean, riding high, he was young.
I mean, I've never ever been a millionaire, but
So,
I've been to the Philippines where I can live like one. And even I had discerning taste when it came to those lovely, wonderful women that I met there. So, I mean, and believe me, there was crazy. I came across crazy a couple times, but you know what I didn't do with it? Be like, hey, let's fuck. No, don't stick your dick in crazy.
yeah, well, I know we both had, but the difference is we had no money. So,
And yeah, yeah.
at least not money to somebody to
But I was gonna say,
seek us out.
I guess yeah. But it's like don't stick your dick crazy, but you can marry it, huh, Daryl? Shut the fuck up.
I didn't say it. Oh man! All right, where Bauer's MLB future is still in limbo because he's no team has signed him despite being eligible to play. He has even offered to play for the league minimum, which was set at $760,000, which is really low for a pitcher of his caliber. With no takers in the MLB, he took his talents overseas, signing with to Japan. Yeah,
I was going to say, that's exactly where he needs to go. They love baseball. They love their baseball players, and they don't give a two fucks about stupid bullshit like this.
Oh, no, yeah, because he was signed in March of 2023, and the crowds were massive. The fans adored him. And on the mound, Bauer looked like himself again. And after his Japan season, he joined the Diablos Rojos del Mexico in the Mexican League, got the Red Devils, and even earned Pitcher of the Year honors in 2024.
Pitcher de Año?
Huh?
Pitcher de Año?
Oh, yeah.
Pichador de Año?
Mm-hmm. You got to say the year now, too.
I don't know. Oh, God. It'd be dos mil cinco. What year was it?
2024.
It'd be 2024.
There you go. So he did return to his Japanese team, the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars, but he had mixed results in 2025. His baseball playing future at this point is still in jeopardy. But he hasn't stayed quiet as he continues to get back to the MLB where he belongs. He used his YouTube channel, Bauer Outage, kind of like Power Outage, but with Bauer.
All right, that's pretty good. I like that.
And numerous interviews to tell his side of the story. He tells the story really well. He's broken down pitching mechanics, which I love. You don't understand baseball and pitching, and
of course I don't. I was a third baseman and a second baseman. So no,
the way he breaks it down, and people that think baseball is boring don't understand baseball. There's so much to it. It's like a damn chess game when you're up there pitching. You're always trying to keep the pitcher or the hitters guessing and keeping them off balance, and it's a chess game.
You make Ian watch his videos, don't you?
I've sent them to him before. I watch his videos. He's great.
But you're not the one trying to get a pitching career. Ian is.
No. So he is so good. And the way he talks shit, when he makes him make a really bad swing, he calls it a sword. So he'll sit there and sheath his sword right there on the mound after he strikes him out. Like, put that sword away. You don't need it anymore. He just talks shit. He talks to himself when he's on the mound. He's like just a mini little psycho. He's a controlled chaos. It's great. I like it. You got to be a little bit of a maniac when you're on the mound.
6 years now since he's been in the Major League Baseball, huh?
Yeah, and he was good.
And it doesn't seem like they're changing their mind. I wonder. So here's the thing now. I mean, the dude's still putting up good results. Mm-hmm. He's already. I mean, he does show himself to be a trouble magnet because he keeps fucking troubled women.
Yeah, because if he was to come back, the first thing people would ask would be about this stuff.
But I mean, the thing is like there are too many mediocre to bad teams that I'm surprised none of them signed, because I mean they're always. I mean, think of all the people that have fucked up sometime or another.
The Rangers
go to prison, and they come back, and then like in the NFL it's happened. Michael Vick, he came back and he got on with the Eagles, and so there's always somebody that's like, I don't give a fuck, I just want a player. So it makes me wonder if it's somebody that's just high up in the MLB that says, it's not that he's officially banned, but it's kind of like the YouTube shadow ban that that happens to people, or it doesn't happen as much as it used to. But yeah,
or the Casino's Black Book.
Yeah.
Well, so he even talks about it in a notable interview that came out in February 24 when Bauer sat down with comedian Theo Vaughn on his podcast called This Past Weekend. He touches on everything, including how he has coped with currently being blackballed by MLB. As of January 2026, Trevor Bauer remains a professional pitcher, just not in MLB. He continues to pitch internationally, posts regular updates on YouTube, and occasionally takes jabs at MLB on social media. He has every reason to be bitter.
Oh, yeah. I remember when Kenny Rogers, he threw a perfect game once, and that was when he was a Ranger. Yeah. And I want to say it was like the very next year's whenever he got busted with Coke.
Everybody did Coke back then.
I know, but I'm just saying, hell, Ron Washington, the manager for the Rangers, got busted with Coke. We had all the steroids and shit like that, and then some asshole's going to get hung up just because he's like, motherfucker, he talks too much shit and he fucks crazy women. I don't like him.
It's something about him that has put him on the list. It's not about what he was accused of. It's something about him that people don't like, which I don't see. I don't see it. But then again, I've never been a teammate of him, so I don't know what he's like. He may be a douchebag. I don't know.
You kind of are, you kind of like douchebags. I mean, you're friends with me. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, but you're my asshole. Yeah. You're my asshole.
That sounds gross, especially considering what just happened to your asshole. So, anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, what's undeniable is that Bauer is getting screwed over by something he didn't even do, and it does raise some tough questions. How should leagues handle allegations without convictions? Can an athlete ever truly come back from this kind of scandal? Let us know in the comments. Let me know what you think.
I mean, he may. I mean, if some team finally gets desperate enough, or they stick their middle finger up at the MLB and they're like, "I need a fucking pitcher." Of course, he's pitcher, so he can probably go for another 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
They usually pitch to their closer 40s if they're in shape.
Yeah. But yeah, in the meantime, I mean, at least he still gets to play in places, and I just hope that he learns to be a little more careful with his dick.
Yeah, I think that comes
I bet he protects the shit out of his pitching hand. And all of a sudden, with his dick, he just throws it around like he don't give a fuck.
Slapping across people. That comes with growing up.
That bitch looks crazy. Get naked.
Oh, well, that will do it. So our next episode will drop next Tuesday as the usual. So if you get the time, we would love for y'all to check it out. So please check back next week as Daryl will bring us another topic that made us say, "Wait, what?"
I will too. Guarantee it. All right. Bye.
All right. See y'all.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Wait What? This show's available on YouTube, Good Pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We love to hear from you. Please comment on what you just listened to, pass along episode ideas, or just talk to us at Wait What Podcast in our Facebook group or on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Again, we really appreciate you joining us. Come back again to hear about some stuff that will make you say, "Wait, what?"